Okay. Sorry about the lighting. Uh, I'm outside, but guys, it's been a minute since I uploaded. I promised quite a bit of uploads, but I didn't do them due to a personal stuff that God has been working on me with. Which I'm not gonna talk about much because I gotta let the fruits produce. So I'm gonna keep quiet about it until it's time when God wants to unveil it to the world. But I just wanted to upload this video. One, just to help someone out there because I don't I don't really have time to do extra filming and such. But I also wanted to upload this to for people that may not know Christ or think that when people preach to them that they're just like talking nonsense to them, because a lot of people have that misconception about Christ. So here's just like a short testimony from when I was from when I had an opportunity to share mine at Youth Month at my church. So I pray you guys enjoy it and take care. Good morning, everyone. I was asked to give a shorter, softer summary of my testimony, but the cruel reality of my life was far from that. I'll title this Giving Up the Fight. My childhood was rough. For the shortest summary, I was alone and severely bullied a lot, to the extent of being pulled from school to receive backyard training from my uncle, who was nicknamed Iron Fist, because when you got punched, it felt like iron. By the time I was 14, I had already been in a plethora of fights and mass brawls. I was told high school would be a new beginning. But I joined a fight club at my school in my 12th grade year. I was looked down upon by everyone. I was smaller, appeared weaker, and was louder. Fighting was fun to me. I didn't receive a wake-up call until I reflected on the trauma I put my best friend Molly through. She'd begged me to stray away from fighting, but I wasn't one to reason with. She decided to be there for me after my fights. Her purse became a personal first aid kit, which also carried my favorite snack, Reese's. She'd help me wrap my sprained wrists with tensor bandages, wiping scratches and blood from my face and arms. She'd ridicule and lecture me for continuing to fight in such conditions, but I didn't understand her concern for me. She did her best to support me, bringing me to her parents. They opened up their doors for me. God blessed me with her family to guide me and help me learn about Christ. Her father, Mr. Gonzalo, and I began Bible studies, and he answered all my questions. And her mother, who is Miss Lorena, became my therapist, listening to me for hours. Eventually, they invited me to church, and that's how my walk with Christ began. I didn't find true peace in life till I gave it up to Christ. I've learned to leave all my battles, fights, worries, and temptations to Him. When I fall, I reach out for His hand, get back up, and walk. It took me too long to realize you aren't supposed to fight, but flee to the merciful God. As I conclude, I'd like to say, the unfortunate reality of my life was too violent and filled with what others consider trauma, but I looked at it as normal. I will always have to share a children's story, a sugar-coated children's story version of what it was. As a psychologist once told me, be very careful who you tell things to, because some people cannot handle this kind of information. So I apologize for having scars too heavy for any of you to bear the burden of. I'm sorry that I cannot talk about the life God freed me from. I'm sorry I, and maybe others at this church, have to hide our testimonies from the congregation. I'm sorry I couldn't touch the heart of someone who has or is struggling the same things I went through growing up. But I want to give thanks to the Lord for the life He delivered me from, the bondages He took me from. I give you thanks, dear Lord.